this is Frode and welcome to this video. Today you'll learn why we need personal development, the brutal reality of 95% of people, 6 lifesavers, the power of meditation, and how to implement unstoppable habits. And on this channel I deliver my favorite 5 big ideas from books that help us think differently and actualize our potential. So if you're new here, you can consider subscribing. And today we have another inspiring and tear-jerking book. The Miracle Morning, the not-so-obvious secret guaranteed to transform your life before 8 a.m. And this book is designed to help you wake up with more energy, in a better mood, and with more motivation in your life. And the book is written by Hal Elrod, who is an in-demand keynote speaker, one of the world's leading success coaches. He is also the author of the best-selling book Taking Life Head-On, and an ultramarathon runner. And his life story is incredibly inspiring. When he was just 20 years old, he had one of his best years ever. He had been the top sales rep in a $200 million marketing company. He had broken company records. And he had an amazing girlfriend. But then, after his best speech ever, when he was driving home, a Chevrolet came hitting him head on at about 80 miles per hour. And he suffered a major head injury. And not only that, but then another car came crashing at his side in about 70 miles per hour, destroying his body. And one of those injuries were that his femur, the largest bone in the human body, snapped in half and tore the skin in his leg. That must have been painful. And one of the things that makes his life story so inspiring is that after he had rehabilitated himself, he started jogging. And in about 7 months, he got himself to run an ultra-marathon, from having destroyed his body to an ultra-marathon. That's incredibly inspiring. And after a period of depression and negativity, he started looking for the best success practices that the most successful people were using every day. And he started implementing them into his own life, and started achieving extraordinary results in very little time. And that's what this book is all about. Helping you design your mornings to create an extraordinary life. And the first big idea is the success parallel. This idea is about that our level of success will always reflect our level of personal development. And Hal shares the story of how he was struck in the financial crisis in 2008. He lost a lot of his coaching clients because they weren't any longer able to pay for his services. He went into a state of depression and couldn't find a solution to it. Then one day he did something different. He took a friend's advice and went for a run. He hadn't been running since high school, but he took the advice anyway and tried. And then he listened to a personal development tape from Jim Rohn, where Jim said something that Hal had heard many times before, but he had never really gotten. And this is what Jim said. Your level of success will rarely exceed your level of personal development, because success is something you attract by the person you become. Success is something you attract by the person you become. And Hal says that we all want to level 10 success in any area of our life, if it's relationships, spirituality or business, but that we can't attain that level if we don't have a level 10 of personal development in any of those areas. Or like our experience, our beliefs, mindsets and knowledge in those areas. And some of the best ways to gain that level 10 personal development in any area of our life is to read nonfiction books in those areas. For example, for your relationships, for your health, or for your business. And also to attend seminars and presentations. And of course, watch videos like this, where I deliver big ideas to you that you can start implementing right now. The second big idea is the 95% reality check. And Hal says that according to the Social Security Administration, if you take any 100 people at the start of their careers and follow them for 40 years until retirement age, this is what you'll find. Only 1 person will be wealthy, 4 will be financially secure, 5 will continue working, not because they want to, but because they have to, 36 will be dead, and 54 will be broke and dependent on friends, family, relatives and government to take care of them. That's roughly 5% who are going to create the extraordinary life of freedom that they want, while the other 95% are going to struggle for their entire lives. And to secure a spot among the 5% who are creating a life of freedom, here are some ideas Hal shares with us. The first one is to acknowledge the 95% reality check, and that many of our friends, families, and family and colleagues are going to be among those 95% if we don't set an example and show them what's possible by fulfilling our greatest potential. And another way to secure your spot is to be aware of the major causes of mediocrity. And some of them are a lack of purpose, the negative influences in your life, and a lack of urgency. And regarding the negative influences, I have a quote from Jim Rohn where he talks about how people can affect you strongly, both positively and negatively. And this is what he says in The Seasons of Life. None of us would voluntarily drink a glass of deadly poison if we knew what it was, and yet each of us has had friends or relatives or business associates whose effect on us is just as deadly as the glass of poison. Check up on who you spend most of your time with, your friends and relatives, and decide if their influence on you is positive or negative, and if you're going to start using more or less time with them. The third big idea is the lifesavers. For way too many people, their level 10 life eludes them because they are too overwhelmed and overrun in their day-to-day life. They are neglecting their personal development that we talked about before, and they can't reach level 10 success in any area without personal development. So, the lifesavers are some simple daily practices for developing your mind and body to become the person you need to be to attract the life you really want. And the lifesavers is an acronym, and it consists of silence, affirmations, visualization, exercise, reading, and scribing. And I'll touch a bit on all of them right now. And the first lifesaver is silence, which may be one of the most significant areas of improvement in our noisy, fast-paced, and overstimulated lifestyles. The benefits of silence during the morning are increased self-awareness, less stress, and better clarity to move toward your goals. Do you spend a few minutes of silence every morning, or do you just get busy with whatever it needs to be done? This increases your stress a lot. And some silence practices that Hal Elrod recommends are meditation, reflection, and gratitude. Personally, I use 20 minutes of meditation every morning, and I'll touch more on meditation in the fourth big idea. Then the second lifesaver is affirmations. And affirmations are used to develop the beliefs, mindsets, and thoughts and focus that you need to take any area of your life to the next level. By destroying negative beliefs and putting in new positive beliefs. And I encourage you to learn more about beliefs by searching, for example, on Google. Then, the third lifesaver is visualization, which is where you imagine what you really want and how you're going to get it. I have a fascinating story of Jim Carrey, who wrote himself a check of $10 million in 1987. That he was set the end date of Thanksgiving 1995. And put the memo line for acting services rendered. Then he visualized himself attaining those $10 million for years, and in 1994, 1 year too early, he earned $10 million in the starring role of Dumb and Dumber. The key is to be specific about what you want and what you're going to do to get it, and imagine it and just fuel your desire to get it. Then the fourth lifesaver is exercise. And even though science proves again and again of all the health benefits like mood improvement, more energy, more concentration and focus, people are still making excuses for why they aren't exercising just for today. So what are your excuses for not exercising today? Just 5 minutes is all it takes to improve your mood, energy and focus. Then the fifth lifesaver is reading. And Hal says that the key to success is to learn from those who have already done what you want to do. And here are some amazingly fascinating numbers. If you just read 10 pages a day, that amounts to about 3,650 pages for every year. And that's about 18 books about personal development. And now, tell me, how can you read 18 books about personal development without having it significantly improve any area of your life? Lastly, you have the lifesaver, scribing, which is just another word for writing. But Hal needed an S here, because the W for writing didn't fit anywhere in the savers of lifesavers. And he encourages us to start a journal where we write down our accomplishments, our lessons for the day, and what we're grateful for. And this is because it's one of the most effective ways to learn more about yourself, the most fascinating study there is. And by looking back to all of your journals that you have put down earlier, you can remember the mindsets and beliefs you had before and see if you have improved in relation to that. So those are the 6 lifesavers. I went very quickly over them, so if you want to know more, you need to read the book yourself. And Hal advises us to do 10 minutes of each of these every morning, but we can do more of some and less of others. The key is just to do some of them to improve ourselves personally. And if you start doing some of these practices, you'll start feeling better, having more energy, and being able to get more done. The 4th big idea is temporary daily vacations. Study after study shows that meditation can be more beneficial than medication. It can alleviate stress and pain, give you better sleep, and enhance your focus and concentration, among many other benefits. And you can take advantage of those benefits in just a few minutes a day. Meditation is a gift of freedom you can give to yourself from your day-to-day stressors and worries. You can think of it like a daily vacations from your worries and problems. Even though your problems will still be there when you're finished meditating, you will feel much more centered and able to face them. And I can testify by this. Every time I meditate, I feel this calm sense of tranquility when I'm done meditating. And I feel much more centered and focused and able to tackle any challenges that might occur. So why not give this gift of freedom to yourself? Establish the habit of meditating at least 5 minutes every day. The 5th big idea is from unbearable to unstoppable. And this idea is going to take you from day 1 to 30 in forming a new habit. And I guess we can all relate that the first 10 days of forming any new habit can feel almost unbearable. Your mind and body resists it, and it tells you, I don't like how this feels. Then, during days 11 to 20, it's not unbearable, but it's still uncomfortable. And it's easy to get dragged back to the old habits. But you have to stay committed here. During the last 10 days of the 30 days of forming a new habit, and this is where many people make the mistake of stopping being committed in establishing the habit. They adhere to the advice that it only takes 21 days to form a new habit. And the experts that say this is partly correct. Because it takes 21 days to form a new habit, but not to sustain it for the long run. During the last 10 days is really where you start associating pleasure with the new habit. You start feeling proud of yourself for making it this far. And one of the major causes that 95% of people are struggling their entire lives is because they don't recognize that the unpleasantness of forming new habits is only temporary. But this is where you have the advantage. You know that the resistance of forming new habits is only temporary, and therefore you can commit yourself to persist until the habit is formed. And if you don't form any other habit that I have spoken of in this video, my number 1 tip would be to start meditating, even if it's only for 5 minutes every day, because you increase your concentration a lot and reduce your stress levels, among many other benefits. Now, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate this video? And if it's a 9 or anything less, can you help me make it a 10 by giving me some feedback? And if you want new videos every week with 5 big ideas from books that help us think differently and actualize our potential, you can click the subscribe button right below the video. Please like this video and share it with your friends who can also benefit from it. Thank you very much for watching this video. I'm looking forward to sharing more big ideas with you soon. Have an awesome day. See ya.